button up. Come on, because I'm telling you, it's going to be another bumpy ride. Let me tell you, a lot went on tonight, and I just want to talk about it. Hey fam, what's up? This is Robert Anton here, robertanton.com, coming to you with your No Frills American Idol commentary from a singer. Tonight I'm calling this the Top 7 Do-Over because we are doing it again. Jessica Sanchez was saved last week, and we started out with dramatic footage of her being saved and her laying on the couch with the towel around her head and then watching herself being saved, and oh Lord, it was just all so dramatic, and I was just like, Lord, they are giving it the business at the moment. All right, while the judges were walking out, the camera panned around to show Kris Allen in the audience, and Ryan started out by giving a shout out to Dick Clark, rest in peace. So here we go with the Top 7 Do-Over. They were doing each 2 songs tonight, and the first one was #1 hits from 2000 to today. So from the year 2000 till today. And then the second was soul songs from back in the day. All right, Jimmy was the only mentor tonight. I guess they couldn't get somebody to come in, or maybe they just thought he was good enough to be the mentor by himself. So Jimmy flew solo today, and I thought he gave some very good advice to most of the contestants, as he usually does. Some of it be out left field sometimes, but I think he gives advice from a producer's standpoint and what he thinks people want to hear them do. Okay, I'll leave it at that for the moment. So we started out with Hollie Cavanagh. She was doing Rolling in the Deep by Adele. Another Adele song, oh Lord. Everybody on Twitter's like, oh, please, not another Adele. Why everybody doing Adele? I'm getting tired of everybody doing Adele. I want nobody to do Adele. But she did Adele, and she started out a cappella, and she nailed it. The pitch, the feeling, the emotion. Her voice sounded just wonderful. Nailed the vocal. Throughout the song, I thought she had a really good vocal. Also, I could have used a little more attitude and a little more transition between the good and bad times. Because, in the song she's talking about, we were this and we could have been this. So it was just a little lacking in transition, but I really enjoyed the overall performance. I thought it was really good. Steven Tyler said it was perfect. Randy said there were a few pitch issues, but it was close to perfect. Next up was Colton Dixon. He did Bad Romance by Lady Gaga. For one, I love the female band. The all-female band, and we're in all white, was dope. I really enjoyed that. I'll say that. But I wasn't crazy about this song choice for Colton. For one, the lows sat very, very low in his voice, and it didn't really do anything when he came to the top, because then when he got into the highs, they were kind of forced. They sound forced to me. And, he was trying to bring this glam rock kind of feeling to it. And I thought, yeah, I can see it, but I wasn't connecting to it. And with the Lady Gaga song, she has such a wide range. I think I've said it before. People don't realize how low and how high she gets. She has a really wide range. And a lot of people have to bring it down in order to try to hit the top, because of course you want to show off the top part. But then the lows really get, and that's where all the story is, in the low part. The story is down there. If you're too low down there, people aren't really catching the story, so they're not getting into the high. Just to hear this note is not always good enough. Sometimes it's great if we've got everything going and then we get wow, and then come back down. But we gotta first get the anchor in there. Then we have to see the stars. Hey, I sound like Steven Tyler right now. Elise Testone did No One by Alicia Keys. And you know what? She had a Mariah Carey look going on here. In this performance, I was looking at it, and I wasn't the only one that felt that way, because I was going through my Twitter, and one or two other people said it, and they were like, she had the wind machine going. And she just looked like her. Oh my God, if you did, you squint your eyes a little bit, you would have thought it was Mariah Carey, right? I thought she handled this song very well vocally, and I really liked her riffs. She does all kinds of nice little things with it. Even when she's sticking close to the melody, Randy, she still does nice little trills and stuff that are just so beautiful. But I didn't feel a connection emotionally to the song from her, and that is something I think that was lacking. J-Lo said she got her first goosies of the night, and advised her to smile more because she said, you know, your face lights up when you smile, your eyes light up when you smile, and that of course happens with most of us, but you know, every song is not a smiley song, but okay, whatever. If you are enjoying this commentary so far, make sure to thumb it up, thumb it up, thumb it up. I appreciate your support. Phillips was up next. He did You Got It Bad by Usher. I thought this was a strange choice for him, and personally, I didn't like the sound of the song in his voice. I kept hearing Usher's voice, and I think what made this song so popular was the sweetness of the sound of this young voice at the time, coming off singing about being infatuated, being in love. And Philip's voice was so gruff that I was missing that. I was really missing it just didn't translate for me personally. The judges gave him the first standing ovation of the night. Steven Tyler said, with him, they never know what they're going to get. And I wrote, I guess they must have amnesia. J-Lo said it was sexy and she loved to see that side of him. And that made him blush. Jessica Sanchez did Falling, Alicia Keys. I don't know how this girl was ever in the bottom because she sang the spit out of this song as she does most of the song. She was excellent technically and in touch with the feeling of the song. I mean, she has every level of what's going on within her song. She connects emotionally. She has control of it vocally. She performs the song. She commands the stage. Just an all around. And for people who say, you know, she's overhyped and all this different stuff, I'm sorry. She is the consummate artist. And I think people get tired of hearing that, you know, so maybe that's one reason why some people weren't voting. But she really is. She is a consummate artist. And she's enjoyable. She's consistent. And what more can I say? Skylar Laine was up next. She did Born This Way by Lady Gaga, and she did the country version. And I wasn't crazy about this version of the song, but I enjoyed most of Skylar's performance of the song. She took it and made it about something personal. It looked like to me like she really made it because she was really getting into the spirit of it and just giving me something more than just the upper layer of, you know, Born This Way, the way Lady Gaga sang it. She had something personal going on. And I really felt that, and it made me connect with the song. I think it came off very well in my opinion, even though I'm still not crazy about that arrangement of this song. Especially the fact that Jimmy had her start out singing this one thing and she did it again. They could have done something different than doing the same way she started out. In such a 90 seconds, you know, and it's a long song, they got a lot to choose from. I felt like they could have brought something else to it also. So that's another reason why I wasn't crazy about this arrangement. Randy said she's beyond ready. And I think he meant beyond ready to record and be on stage. And he thought it was amazing. Joshua Ledet closed out this section. He did I Believe by Fantasia. And you know, this was a big song for Joshua to take on. And again, I said this with Phillip. I kept hearing Fantasia's voice in this vocal. So it's really hard for me. He did a really good job, but I just didn't think he did as well as Fantasia did. And I was hearing it, and again, Fantasia is my favorite artist from all of the Idol artists, really. And so this song, when it came out, I was playing it 24/7 all the time. So, I mean, he compared favorably to Fantasia, but he just didn't knock it out of the box for me. I also thought, you know, he was very reserved in his movements. And I felt like he needed just to let loose a little bit more. You know, he needed to go crazy like Fantasia, but you know, I felt like the song just wasn't in his body for this one. Again, I wrote the vocal was pretty great, but he was holding back too much in his body for me. The judges gave him the second standing ovation of the night, and Steven said he could sing the phone book. He's so good at it. I do love Joshua, but yeah, we'll see. So we have round two coming up. Round two, they were doing soul songs from back in the day. And they started out, well, first they showed a clip of the Liverpool Football Club wishing Hollie good luck because she likes to play football. And she was just, oh my God. And so that was cute. And he also asked for her to translate what they had said. because he didn't get their accent. I missed a lot of what they said myself, so if somebody can translate it, pop it down in the comments for me. They also showed clips of Soul Train and introduced Tony Cornelius, who's Don Cornelius' son. Hollie Cavanagh was first up again. She did Son of a Preacher Man by Dusty Springfield. She was looking cute in her little pink outfit, and I wrote her Doris Day hairstyle. I don't know why I'm thinking of these people, but she just really did remind me at this moment. But the vocal for me was a little screechy. It was hard the whole time. You know, this is such a sweet, sassy song, and I don't think it needs to be there was no levels to it. It was just all this at one, and I just didn't enjoy that. Randy and J-Lo said it was better than her first song. Naturally, I disagree. I thought her first song was a lot better than this. Colton Dixon did September by Earth, Wind, and Fire. And I was flabbergasted by this arrangement. And let me get just a little backstory here. You know, I do corporate singing as my day job. I call it my day job, you know, which allows me to work on my own stuff and do YouTube and all that different stuff. And we do this song forever. This song is always requested. It is almost always one of the songs we open up the first dance set with. And people love it. They love to dance to this song. And like I said, if we don't do it, somebody always ends up coming to request it. And the song was almost unrecognizable to me when he started out. I was like, what? What song is this? And I was just like, you know, like I said, I'm flabbergasted. I was just like, but then, I mean, within 40 seconds, I mean, they have about 90 seconds to do these songs. I was getting into it. And by the second time it came around, I was like, whoa. I like this. It really grew on me that fast. It was really good. I thought he had a very good vocal performance, and I was vibing. By the end, I was all into the song as well as, you know, his vocal. The judges didn't think it was a good song choice. Randy said he should have flipped the Lil Wayne song instead. We're doing songs from back in the day. Lil Wayne is not from back in the day, Randy. Okay, so anyway. Why give some kind of advice like that when it's not even... Okay, anyway. Elise Testone did Let's Get It On by Marvin Gaye. And I felt like this wasn't vocally challenging for her. She was having fun, laid back and vibing, you know. She was doing her little thing. But it just kind of laid there for me. It wasn't challenging for her. It had no range, and she's got all of this. I wrote, I'd love to see this at a lounge or an open mic, but I didn't feel it was really competition material for her. The judges gave her a lot of feedback to think about. You know, they talked about how she's obviously not connecting with the audience, and, you know, she's not being vulnerable enough, and she's not picking the right songs. I agree that she's not picking the right songs sometimes. She needs to pick better songs, and she needs to really give a lot more of herself, her own personality, her own spin, her own stamp on it, and she just hasn't been doing that, I think, in a lot of her performances. Phillips did In the Midnight Hour by Wilson Pickett, and he finally came from behind the mic stand on this. I was moved because he moved a little bit. The vocals okay, and he tried to keep smiling the whole time, and I think for him that is somebody gave him that advice to help him soften the vocal and not to be so crazy, but he just came off kind of creepy to me. It's still kind of creepy. He got the angry growl in near the end of the song, but then he did come back to the smile, so I think he's trying to bring it up a little bit, do a little better. Overall, I just thought it was creepy, and Tyler summed it up. Steven Tyler, so he called him brilliantly awkward. And that is exactly what I think. He's just awkward, and he comes all creepy to me. And that can be endearing, but again, I just think he just has that same emotion throughout every single song, and not every single song has that same emotion. He needs to find within the song what makes it different and go with that difference. Pop down in the comments what you thought about his performance. Next up was Jessica Sanchez. She did Try a Little Tenderness by Otis Redding. Again, I didn't think this was the best song choice from her doing the old-timey stuff. You know, she could have done a Diana Ross. You know, she could have done a Martha and the Vandellas. She could have, I mean, there's so much stuff she could have did. To do this Otis Redding, I didn't think it was a good song choice, but I think she sang the hell out of it. She did. She really got into it, got into the grit. She really sang. I just wish that the horn section was front and center on stage. So when she came up from the side, she couldn't really cross, because if she crossed, she would have been right like at the edge of the stage in front of them, and there could have been a problem there. And naturally, she's not going to cross behind them. So I think they should have pushed them back a little bit, because it seemed to me that she wanted to move, but she couldn't move because they were right there. And of course, she wasn't going to go behind them, her being the soloist. J-Lo told her that it was going to take more than just voice to win this competition. And she said, because when it comes to voice, she's it. And I thought, oh, that's kind of rude for the rest of the contestants. But again, they are killing the other contestants right now. But she is very consistent. But so are, as far as most people are concerned, Phillips is very consistent. Skylar Laine is very consistent. Colton Dixon is very consistent. Joshua Ledet is very consistent. So, it really is a toss-up who is actually going to win this thing. Next up, Skylar Laine did Heard It Through the Grapevine, Marvin Gaye. She has such a command of the stage and such a powerful on-stage persona. I thought the vocal was pretty good, but in the beginning it was so low that she had to speak some of the earlier part. But I just couldn't take my eyes off of her the whole time she was performing. I was just like, this girl was just working the stage, working her performance, giving everything she got. Just in your face, just daring you not to enjoy yourself. Steven Tyler said she's like a wild horse that refuses to be tamed. I'm loving it. I am loving it, Steven. Ryan asked her if she was preparing for May 23rd, when the finale is going to be. So I guess the finale is actually going to be on May 23rd, and I hopefully will be here. I will be back from China by that time. Joshua Ledet closed out the night with Change Is Gonna Come by Sam Cooke. And this was definitely an interesting performance. He seemed a little bit reserved and shy and laid back when he came out in the beginning. And then at some point he hit this, like he had a spear in his side or something. He was like, oh, and you could just feel the spark. I mean, I felt like a spark come off of him, and he just wrung every bit of everything out of the rest of this song. Just did it. I mean, he just performed the heck out of this. The judges gave him the third and last standing ovation of the night. Randy said the song was perfect for him. I really agree that was a perfect song for him. And he also said that the talent on Idol this season is better than any show on TV. Randy threw down the gauntlet to all them other shows, them other performance shows. I love it. I wonder what they're going to come back with for the judges on Monday night on The Voice. We shall see. The battle is on. At the end, Joshua said that he was staring at J-Lo's abs the whole time he was singing. And it was funny because people on Twitter kept talking about J-Lo's abs, and they were saying, heck, she even got abs when she sat down there. Because she had on the dress there. Woo! Let me tell you. A good time was had by all tonight on American Idol. I hope you guys have enjoyed the commentary. This is Robert Anton, robertantonnyc.com. Peace. I'm out.